Welcome to The Real in Real Estate, your gateway to the source. I'm so glad you're here. We're all about diving into the nitty gritty of real estate, sharing insights, tips, and some awesome interviews straight from the industry's beating heart. From the latest trends to cool investment strategies, we've got you covered. Let's explore and uncover all the essential tools and knowledge you need for navigating the ever evolving world of property and housing. Here we go. Hi, welcome to The Real in Real Estate, where we talk about the facts with the experts and dispel some of the myths. And today I'm here with Laurence Salser. She has her own digital marketing company. So I'm going to let Kim introduce herself and tell us a little bit about herself. So welcome, Kim. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Jean. I am your silver-haired social media maven. This is not blonde, it is white. Uh, Kim Laurence Salser with Emerge Marketing Consultants. I help support small business raise above the digital noise to emerge into view through social media marketing, email marketing, short form video, and of course, consulting. I have been in sales and marketing a majority of my career. I'm started out as an Aggie, so class of 98. Whoop. Got that in. And I've been in sales and marketing since that point. So this has been a long time coming for me, I feel like. I did take a stint in teaching for a little bit. It wasn't for me. I decided teaching small children was not my thing. I'd rather work with adults. And right before COVID, I was working for an amazing company called Community Impact. It's a local, hyper-focused newspaper.
Right.
I was loving it and loving the aspect of working with small businesses. This was my favorite part because I love hearing the stories of how people started getting into what they do. COVID hit, everything kind of fell apart, and people are coming to me freaking out because they can no longer be in the paper. But how are they supposed to let people know what was going on with their business, their restaurant, their business, their boutique? And how could I help them? That was my only thing. I was like, how can I help these people? And I started looking more focused at social media. Like, this is the best way people can let people, they're open, how to get access to them, how to get food, how to get deliveries. And so I really started focusing and helping those businesses with their social media. And from there, it just kind of like, you know what? I have such a greater impact working with these folks one-on-one with their social media. I think this is what I'd like to do. So I decided to hop out on my own and start Emerge Marketing Consulting.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, you've done really well at it. Kim, tell us who your client is. Who can benefit from your services? Who do you work with
So,
mostly?
right. So my clients are, like I said, I love small business owners. I love sharing their story. They are the backbone of our communities. They are what make things happen. And so I really like to help and support small business owners who have hit a point in their business career where they are doing well with what they're like for real estate. They've got it working. They've got a system in place, and they're moving along, but they no longer have time to work on their marketing or other hats within their business.
And
And
it is
that's where I
time
step in.
consuming. It is
It
time
is incredible.
consuming. Yes.
And for the most part, even when you're starting out, the thing most people leave out or leave off to the last minute or kind of forget about is their marketing. And I know a lot of people go into business thinking, if I build it, they will come. And that was amazing for Field of Dreams, but in reality, it doesn't work so well. So yeah, so I really kind of help step in to those businesses because I have the ability to really tap in. I think that's my superpower, tap into the owner, the vision, the personality, the vibe, and really showcase that through their social media. So it doesn't look like there's been any disruption between what they were doing previously. It might just look a little bit more polished, a little more, keywords added in, hashtags more together, but it's still them moving forward. And that's like it, like I said, that's my superpower. I like tapping in because I don't want it to be me being them putting stuff out. I want it to be like their company, this is what they're doing.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I know you do work with real estate, and that's who my audience is mostly, although we have other people that listen as well. Do you do both residential and commercial real
Yes,
estate?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Um, Tell us a little bit about how you can help a realtor, we'll just use a realtor or a realtor brokerage grow their business. How can you benefit them?
So depending on what segment we're looking at, if we're
Mhm.
because looking at a realtor is going to be slightly different than looking at a broker. Looking at someone who's focused on commercial real estate is going to be a little different than someone who's
Right.
focused on residential.
Well, let's start with residential.
Okay.
Just give us some idea.
So with residential, we're really looking at who your ideal clients are. That's going to be your main focus first when you're starting out through your marketing projects. Because if you know who they are, what they're like, what their demographics are, what kind of money they're making, what areas you're looking to focus on, so you know what they're focusing on, that helps you kind of focus in on which platforms for social media to be on.
Okay.
Because, depending on their age group, where might they land? So if you're looking for young millennials, older Gen Zers, maybe you should be more on TikTok and Instagram for those folks. If you're looking at older generations, you might want to be including Facebook and Instagram. So it really is going to be dependent on your demographics and where they're at. Because if you're looking at, say, higher end communities that is going to be in the millions, a lot of those folks might not be on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook because they're busy individuals. And we might have to look for them on LinkedIn. So it really, like I said, it's really going to come down to the demographics of the clients you're looking to work with.
Interesting. Just a quick question here for my own benefit. I was listening to someone the other day and they mentioned all the social platforms you talked about. No one has mentioned X, which used to be Twitter. Is that
Mm-hmm.
not a viable platform for social media or advertising? Is it more just conversation?
My viewpoint is X is more conversational.
Okay.
More like, so if you wanted to throw out some educational information to kind of get conversation started in that way, I could see a benefit, or just like, can you believe, or what's happening here? But that's kind of because realty is more visual. People want to see the homes, the businesses, and so we want to look for visual social media platforms. So that's why I would focus on more Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, even possibly Pinterest.
Yeah, I spend time on Pinterest. So, well, obviously I'm in real estate, but what other businesses do you service, or careers, genres?
So, because I do have such a vast background, I am able to serve from tech companies all the way down to boutique owners. I work with a lawyer. I work with a Montessori school. I work with builders. My degree was in industrial distribution. So if engineering in the business school had a baby, so I took classes in all in business. I took engineering
Oh,
classes.
wow.
So, and then my background is in telecom, pharmaceutical, sales. And so because I'm so varied and have such amazing capacity, I can take on very different industries and keep my ideas fresh. And that's something I tend to do is I only take on one or two from each individual industry. So I keep ideas fresh for those clients.
Fantastic. Well, yes, you have a lot of experience, so you could help just about anyone. So if I were to hire you, or someone else out there were to hire you, what is the process? I mean, how would you begin? What would you need?
So the process is for onboarding. Obviously, when we come on and we start with a new client, we're going to be asking you for a lot of things.
Yes.
It's just the way it is. So things like your passwords, which platforms you're already on. I tend to go very in depth with a one-on-one to make sure we are aligned. I'm aligned with what your goals are, not only for the next month, but for the next year, because I created a whole strategy around what your goals actually are. And I sit with my folks monthly to make sure we're both on the same page moving forward.
Fantastic. I like the follow-up.
Yes, because I'm my approach is very personalized. I'm not a cookie cutter person. I'm very personalized because it's your vibe, it's your personality, it's your goals, and that's not going to be the same as anybody else's.
Right.
So
Right.
the strategy really revolves, and I know we have so much happening in our lives that things tend to change. So meeting monthly and seeing the analytics monthly helps my clients and myself make sure we're staying on the same page together.
Fantastic. So tell us, what do you do, any videography? What is the entire package that you offer?
So the main package most folks go with is done for you social media plus short form video production, which means I come out once or twice a month and I work with you and we film. So we might film some B-roll, which means the stuff I can use in the background of you sitting working possibly with a client or you typing at the computer or taking walks. And then other times it's really focused around if you're working on a specific house for real estate agents, what they're looking to accomplish. Because the biggest thing that needs to happen with real estate agents or with anybody is differentiation. So showing why someone should go with you versus another real estate agent. And that really comes down to showcasing your personality, who you are, what you offer, and what benefits you bring to your client. And so that's what I try to capture and work to capture through short form video.
Okay. What kind of, this is probably going to be an impossible question, but how do you judge success? What would someone need? You go, oh man, this is really working.
So analytics are really going to be huge in that factor. It kind of helps guide us along the way. When we start seeing, if you look at your analytics, a lot of people just look at who liked me, who made a comment. But the bigger ones are who shared me, who saved me, saved the posts. But we're really looking at reach, because with marketing, it comes down to how many eyeballs are seeing your marketing, your posts, who you are out and about. And the more often they see you, the more recognition there is. Prior to COVID, we were talking to 7 to 12, they call them touch points. So how many times people see you, see your marketing, see your posts. Post-COVID, because everybody's on social media, COVID really pushed a lot of people into social media mode. And so now we're looking at over 22 touch points just to grab someone's attention and keep them following us. So that's what's so important about being consistent on social media.
How often should someone be posting on social media, or how often do you post for them?
It's going to be towards your client. So someone say around my age, a little more cynical. I think 3 times a week is great. 5 times is amazing. I think anything more than that, people are going to start scrolling by.
Okay.
So when we see that reach is getting bigger and broader and more people are seeing your posts on social media, that to me signifies we're doing something right. We'll continue to work along that path because we need that consistent reach, right? And so there's different ways to use social media platforms, especially Facebook and Instagram, that really even help on top of how many times you post a week. Because you want to keep things in your posts. If people go back and look, they want to know, basically get a feel for who you are and what you do. And now we have stories, and stories is a great way to kind of showcase your personality a little bit, because those only stay up for 24 hours. So even if you do something silly, it's gone pretty quickly.
You don't have to live with it forever.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, so it's really going to depend on who your clients are, how you're trying to connect with them, because that's what we're trying to do on social media, even though it sometimes seems so hard to do, is make those connections we might not otherwise make in our day-to-day lives.
So tell me, what is, I know we've got stories and reels and posts. What's really the difference between a story and a reel? I know stories show up at the top, but is there one that's more beneficial, or does that depend on what you're trying to do?
So for the last couple of years, the reels, so the videos, have been incredibly important to the algorithms. Most recently, Instagram announced they're trying to make things more weighted and equal. So between the still posts, which is a single photograph, the carousels where you kind of swipe through, the short form videos. So they're trying to equal weight them. So there's great ways to utilize those throughout your scheduling and your strategy. So you're utilizing all 3 to kind of get that benefit. So like with this single post, it's a great way to just capture an amazing moment or a fun moment in your day. The carousels are great for doing more educational things, so people can learn real quickly as they scroll through their little piece of information here as they go on through. And then the video kind of combines the 2 together. So you can do personal, educational, fun, showcasing all the different things and kind of combine those to make it a great impact overall on your social media platforms, especially on Facebook and Instagram.
So as you're sitting here talking about this, I'm thinking, oh my God, I do not have time to do all this. I don't even understand all of this. So I think whatever time you spent doing something for someone is well worth it because it's sometimes overwhelming for me.
Yes, yes. And unfortunately, you're not the only one, I promise. I hear that a lot, and that's why a lot of people come to me to help them out because they want to focus on what makes them gives them joy in their business and what really works for them in their business, which for you, I'm sure is face to face and
Yeah,
working with
absolutely.
folks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
so the back end stuff means you're shut off in the office and not really getting to do much with other people. And that's where I kind of step in because not only does it give me time with my clients and face to face time, that brings me joy. So I like seeing people light up and get it and like, oh yeah, we can do this. And that's the fun part. And like bringing that out in folks and like, we don't have to do anything crazy. I know a lot of people don't like to hear their voice on video or see themselves on video or on a picture.
Yeah.
And I really try to work with folks so it's ease of mind because you really are the face of your business and people want to know who they're working with.
And I'm one of those people that do not like my voice. And I decided I just had to get over it because it is what it is.
And look
And
at you doing a podcast.
yeah, I know. And like I said, you just have to get over it. And someone also said one time, done is better than perfect.
Yes,
So if you're
that's a hard
stressing over,
lesson.
yeah, if you're stressing, oh, my hair is not in the right, just get over it and get it done, right? The only problem with,
Ponytail day.
and there's nothing wrong, I almost had a ponytail thing. Um, there's nothing wrong with knowing that you need help and hiring someone to help because even though I post things, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I don't know, even if what might take me a minute to film takes me forever to get it right. And then maybe it's not the right content. So that's where you come in. I mean, you don't waste my time at all.
Mm-mm. Not my job. My job is to make your life easier and to make sure that your information is getting put out and making the right connections on the social media platforms. For sure. That's what I step in and do and help create that strategy also. So we're telling more of a story instead of just throwing stuff online and seeing what works.
Yeah, like throwing spaghetti on the wall, it doesn't work.
Exactly.
So what have we not talked about in your business that you want to bring up or you want to discuss or let people know that you do?
Sure. Well, just one quick caveat because we talked about residential. We did not talk about your commercial folks. So
Yes, please
commercial
do.
folks, I highly recommend you find yourself on LinkedIn because that's where the business owners are and that's who's going to be looking around for commercial property. So you can obviously spend your time on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, but your main goal for those commercials is probably going to be being on LinkedIn.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Well, what else? Any other genre that you want to talk about, or business or anything you offer that we haven't covered yet?
No, I just highly recommend differentiation from yourselves so you can really stand out to the right people. And again, when you're doing marketing, you're not going to get everybody, right?
Right.
We're looking for your people. And I like to say, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm somebody's shot of whiskey.
Okay,
So
I heard that line, but only with champagne. I'm going to go with the champagne part.
So keep that in mind. Like you're looking to connect with your folks. So because someone else is doing it, does it mean that you should be doing it? Does it fit
Well,
your brand? Does it fit who you are? If not, don't do it.
right, and they tell you repeatedly in real estate, you've got to find your niche or niche, however you want to pronounce it. Know who you want your client to be. Not that you can't work with everybody, but if there's some way you want to really focus. Like I absolutely love working with first-time home buyers. They are
See,
so excited. It's such a good feeling when you're able to get them in that first home. So I guess in a selfish way, it's for me, but it benefits
that's
them.
where you shine, and that's what works. We want business owners to shine in their own business because that's what's going to attract the right people to you.
Well, absolutely. Kim, I'm going to have your contact information
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
podcast and on YouTube and all of that. But do you want to give us your website address or anything right
Sure,
now?
absolutely.
Okay.
So you can find me on Instagram or Facebook at Emerge Into View, EMERGEINTOVIEW. My website is also emergeintoview.com. I would like to offer your listeners a strategy session for $200. It's a great way to kind of get an idea of what your goals are, where you're trying to go, and get you started on your way. So I want to offer this
Fantastic.
to your listeners.
They just have to mention the podcast, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I love the name, by the way, Emerge into View. That is just, I mean, it says everything.
That's my catchphrase. That's my catchphrase. 'Cause I felt Emerge Marketing Consultants was too long for a website, but I like it because my catchphrase is raise your business above the digital noise to emerge into view, because that's my job, is to help
Fantastic.
you be seen.
Fantastic. Well, all you listeners out there, please give Kim a call. Check out her website. Her contact information will be on that as well. And see what she can do for you, because I think she'll do a great job, and we all need that extra help. I can't get it all done by myself, and neither can you. So give Kim a call. She'll get it done for you.
Time to delegate.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, Kim, for joining us today. It was a true pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me, Gina. I really enjoyed it.
All right. Good luck. Thanks for tuning in to The Real in Real Estate, your gateway to the source. Be sure not to miss our upcoming episodes loaded with fantastic insights, expert tips, and all the latest trends in the property scene. Don't forget to stay connected with us on our Trilogy Realty Group socials: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and even TikTok. Until next time, take care.